If you're a talented music artist and you're wondering why you're not getting paid to perform at different shows, also if you're wondering how do I get paid to perform at these different shows, I'm gonna break everything down and give you guys all the game right here. All right, you guys, so first and foremost, I was just on Facebook and I seen it was one of those memes that's floating around. It was like a WNBA player, and then it was talking about like, man, pay these women more. It's not fair that, you know, the men get paid hundreds of millions of dollars and then, you know, the top WNBA star gets paid like $1 million, or maybe it's 8 figures. I don't know off the top of my head. And to the general audience of people that see those type of posts without thinking rationally and thinking emotionally, they're like, yeah, you know, that's not fair, man. Give these girls a chance. And I feel like that's the same situation with, you know, comparing NBA players and what they get paid to music artists getting paid to perform. And then the WNBA players is similar to the independent music artists, right? So the WNBA players are like, man, it's not fair. We're talented too. We should be paid like the stars, like the men's stars in the NBA. We should be paid like them. I see this all the time. I work with artists all the time in the studio, and there's this lack of understanding when it comes to why artists are being paid, like the business side of things, like numbers. And I'm gonna break all of that down for you in this video. Okay, so to answer the question on like why WNBA players aren't paid what the NBA players are paid, it's because of money, right? The audience of people that tune into the WNBA or buy the merch or pay for tickets, or, you know, all the money generated from the WNBA is very small. All the money generated from the NBA is 100 plus times that. That's why they're able to be paid 100 plus times that. So if you're a talented music artist, realize that in this analogy, you're like the talented WNBA player. Does talent have anything to do with the situation? No, it comes down to the fan base. If all of a sudden there was this new girl WNBA star, and let's say she was like 7'7" and whatever, she brought in all this new attention and awareness to the WNBA, ratings would start going up, people would start buying more tickets, her jerseys would start selling more, so she's worth more money, therefore she would be paid more than the other girls. That's how it works. So with you being a independent music artist, if I'm the promoter and I put you on the flyer, it doesn't matter how talented you are, but when you show up, if you show up with 2 people, that's like the WNBA players. Versus if I say Lil Wayne is gonna be performing tomorrow night and tens of thousands of people buy tickets, I'm able to pay him more money as a promoter. So I want you guys to put yourself in the shoes of a promoter, right? My goal with this channel is to open your awareness, and I don't want you to be a starving artist. I feel like 9 times out of 10, when music artists aren't finding success, they're not making money, they're not growing their followings or whatever, they're stuck in the artist stage, like the starving artist, lost in the art of things. Just making music, man, making music, which is all cool, right? I feel like the beginning stages, you should really focus on like being that artist, right? But once you get a little bit of momentum and you've kind of established your style or your sound, you really need to be transitioning into moving like a business, thinking like a business. Okay, how can we get some more brand awareness? How can we increase our value? And when it comes to getting paid for shows, really it all just comes down to, if I put your name on a flyer and I say that you're gonna be performing Friday night, and let's say tickets are $20, how many people are gonna come because of your name on the flyer? Not because of what your music sounds like, or you're a better singer or a rapper than the next guy that are performing on here. I'm a promoter. What you're gonna do right now is think in terms of a promoter, okay? These numbers that I'm gonna throw out are all off the top of my head based on small scale. So let's say that you wanted to rent out a venue. Hypothetically, let's say the venue cost $1,000, right? So you're $1,000 in the hole right now for the venue. Let's say security is $500. Now you're $1,500 in the hole. Let's say your DJ is $500. So now you're $2,000 in the hole. And let's say this event is gonna be kind of Friday night, Saturday night, you're gonna charge $10 for tickets in advance and maybe $20 at the door. And let's say this is gonna be a hip hop night. There's gonna be only so many music artists performing, and then there's gonna be music played in between. Your goal is to take that $2,000 investment. And again, this isn't even including, like, let's say you had to spend money on some flyers, or you had to run some ads to market the event, to get the word out, let people know so people can show up, right? Your goal is, I wanna spend $2,000 on throwing a party, and in a perfect world, I'd make $1 million off. That's not realistic. So you at least want to spend $2,000 and throw a show and make 3, make 4, make 5, make 6. You want to make some money off of it. So when it comes down to, I'm assuming if you're watching this that you've performed at like some open mics, you know, like some smaller kind of hole in the wall venues. And these are the numbers that I'm basing things off. All the promoter cares about is I got to get my $2,000 back. I want to have a good event. It would be nice if everyone was talented that performed, but at the same time, I got to get my $2,000 back. Let's say that it's $20 admission to get in. He's $2,000 in the hole. He's got to get 100 people to come get a ticket to get his $2,000 back. That's just to break even. So one thing that promoters do is they may say, if you want to perform, it costs $200, $300, $500, and you get to perform for 5 minutes or 6 minutes or 8 minutes or 10 minutes. They do these different slot options to give you. So that's one option. If you didn't know, back in the day, I was a music artist and I did quite a few shows, and I never went the route of just paying for minutes. I would always do the option where they would say, or you can just buy tickets up front, right? Remember, the promoter, he's just like, I got to get my money back. I'm in the hole from throwing this show. I remember one of the times I had opened for Fabulous, the rapper Fabulous, and it was $30 tickets, and I had to buy 30 tickets up front in advance. So I went to the promoter, $900. I got all the 30 tickets at $30 a piece, and then I went back to my fan base and my audience, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna be opening for Fabulous this day, this time. Tickets are $30, and I would share the flyer that the promoter made, and I would say, hit me up if you need your ticket. And then as long as I was able to sell my 30 tickets, it wouldn't cost me a penny to open in front of, everyone that was there to see Fabulous. So I would recommend the route of, at least selling the tickets. Now, you got to think to yourself, let's say you have hundreds of fans that would buy a ticket to come watch you perform. I think if you're to that stage, now you should be focused on throwing your own shows or partnering with a promoter, because you're beyond that. Get 10, 20, 30 people to come buy tickets and come watch you perform. Or maybe if it's under 50 people, then you go the route of like buying the tickets up front, pay to open for an artist. But if you're bringing more than 50 people to come watch you perform, now you're moving into the promoter shoes where you're like, shoot, I'm gonna just keep all the door money. I'll pay that $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. Again, these numbers vary from venue to venue. Some venues might be $20,000 to rent. Some venues might be $500 to rent, depending on the scale of them. Some DJs might be $150. Some DJs might be $2,000, $3,000. It really depends. And when it comes to the shows where you're opening for a music artist, again, that promoter had to pay for the venue. He had to pay for the security. He had to pay for the DJ. He had to pay for flyers. He had to pay for several other things. Plus, he had to pay, let's say it's a music artist that's somewhat big, and he's got to pay $5,000 to get this artist to come out here, or 10 grand, or 15 or 20 grand. He's in the hole. This is why these promoters are like, I got 5 to 10 slots available if you guys are interested in opening for so-and-so. And if you're wondering like, damn, why are they charging, man? I'm good, I'm talented. It's because of, this is a business, man. They spent the money to throw the show and they want to make their money back. That's what it comes down to. If you were the promoter trying to get your money back, in a perfect world, you would find an artist that can get a lot of people to come in the door, and then he would be good, right? Worst case scenario, all you care about is, I got to get my money back. This guy's good and he can only sell 5 tickets. This guy's trash, but he can sell 50 tickets. 50 ticket guy, yep, you're up. You want a 10-minute slot? Boom. I need those sales. I got to get my money back. This is a business. So that's how and why you can get paid as a music artist when it comes to doing shows or opening for bigger artists. Hopefully this video was helpful. If it helped you out in any way, please do me a favor, give the video a thumbs up, drop a comment, let me know if we were sitting down right now and you were able to ask me any question. What would it be? Let me know in the comments and maybe I can answer it in a future video to help some other people out too. I do offer a very limited amount of one-on-one consultations. A link to book a call with me will be in the description. Subscribe for more. I'll see you guys next time. We out.